Welcome back to Seduce Me with Jackie and Isabel, and we are in the midst of a surprise funeral for our poor grandfather, Harold Anderson. And that's our dad.
To top it all off, it's our birthday.
Oh my god, that would be so sad. But it's not, right?
It's our birthday.
No, it's not. You're lying.
That's why he chose this day to die.
He didn't.
This is our 18th birthday.
No.
Dear.
Oh, look, our mom, she's so cute.
So she was pregnant for this movie.
Oh, I like her cute little, like, shoulder or elbow pads.
No.
It's
hideous. That is so ugly. I like her hair, though. She doesn't look like old enough to be our mother, though.
Nah. Although she looks like... I don't know.
Well, did he say anything about what will become of the CEO and chairman position of the Anderson Toys Company?
Well, I'm glad to know you care about the death of your father, you jerk.
No. It is presumed that the vice chairman will succeed the position.
So angry.
Even to the bitter end, he wouldn't give in. Oh, what a stubborn old man.
Did you want the company? Well, too bad, you're a jerk.
Shaking his head, my father turned to face my mother with a serious expression on his face. Let's go, dear.
About the estate. Should we send her there to get used to the building? It'll be a good place for her to live after high school.
I mean, I know that this is a plot device to get her living at this giant mansion all by herself, but, like, if I was her mom, I'd be like, no, she can move there after high school.
Yeah.
For now, she can live with us.
Are you sure we should?
But her mom is, seems to follow what her dad says quite a bit, so...
Why not? This would be a good experience for her.
Why not? This would be a good experience for her, honey. How dare you? No, I'm kidding. But I imagine he seems very abusive.
I could see him, you know, occasionally, you know, doling out a smack or two. I don't have a high opinion of you right now, Mr. Anderson.
Yeah.
Honey, what do you think?
Let's ask our daughter. I really wasn't sure what to say. Why did my grandfather think that I was the appropriate heir to the mansion? Was I even ready to live on my own?
I mean, are your parents going to move out of their house and live there themselves? Like, do they even want to? I don't know. It seems more logical to me to give, like, if you die and you leave behind a house that you own fully, right? It seems logical to me that you would either, like, give it jointly to everyone so they can sell it and, like, get the money from it, or to give it to, like, one specific, like, if you have one grandchild, which she obviously has, it would make sense to just give the house to her because the parents don't need it. They have their own house. She doesn't have a house yet. Now she's set for life, you know? If she doesn't want to live there, she can sell it and, like, you know.
Yeah, it's a mansion.
Right?
Well, that seems to be it. We'll be taking our leave now. I'm sure the little heiress needs some time to adjust.
Okay, dickface.
David!
More like dickvid. Yeah, zoom out of here, Sonic.
Even though she raised her voice, my dad wordlessly began walking back to the car, disinterested.
Ain't getting none of that tonight.
Don't mind him, honey. I think that your grandfather's passing really affected him.
Yeah, well, he
Why
is an
don't
adult.
we get back home for now?
Unless he's a giant man-child.
Which typically all men are.
Not all.
Shut up.
But no, like, he's an adult, and this is his child he's speaking to. He doesn't get to just be a dick.
He's a misogynist. So he doesn't respect her because she's female.
You can go on ahead to the car, Mom. I think I need some time alone with Grandpa. Because I'm sad.
Oh, of course.
So did he take off with the
Take all the
umbrella?
time you need.
Yes. Because, yeah.
Because he's a dick. She gave me a quick hug and hurried after my dad. Because he took the umbrella. I looked around the funeral grounds, which was completely empty, save for the sullen-looking grave that was laying in front of me. So
mean,
there's
it's a
only
nice-
one grave in this graveyard.
It's a nice look. Well, she's only focused on this one. I mean, it makes sense. This is, but this is a nice looking graveyard. Like it's like got cute flowers and like
no one mows the lawn. I'm sure that if Grandpa were in charge of
excuse
it
me.
would have been much.
Excuse me, this is me.
Oh!
Excuse me. I'm sure that if Grandpa were in charge of arranging all this, it would have been much different. God, Dad, you ruined everything.
All I'm saying is that no one mows this lawn. It was blatantly obvious that my dad was in charge of the whole event because he picked a graveyard where they don't mow the lawn. Who else would bury their own family on the same day they pass away?
Oh my god.
He's been planning to kill him for a long time.
And he's pissed now because his plan didn't work out because he's not in the will.
Yeah.
Shit, now he's gonna come after you, Buttercup.
Everyone knew my grandfather's love for toys, and yet the graveyard was a mere stone slab on the ground, void of any children's toys. My dad didn't even bother putting flowers.
Did your grandpa not have any, like, last wishes or anything? Like, no instructions he wanted followed out? I mean, what else?
Well, maybe, but that doesn't fucking matter. He's dead.
I mean, I guess.
His disdain for my grandfather was almost pitiful.
Why don't you go kick his ass? Sorry, Grandpa. I'll go kick his ass later.
And I'll find a graveyard where they actually mow the lawn.
I'll kill him for you since he killed you.
And then I'll resurrect your body as a zombie.
Oh, poor Buttercup is so sad.
I tried to force out some words, but the only thing that came out was a choked sob. Aww.
You told me to stay strong, but right now I'm the farthest from it. Like that one time, a long time ago. Flashback. Oh, he's cute. Grandpa!
Oh, it's so good to see you again, sweetie.
I was swept into a giant bear hug, and we both laughed as he swung me around like an airplane. Jesus, he's a strong
Look
grandpa.
at that classy foyer. Well, she's a little babby.
When I was a little baby, my grandpa come pick me up. Granted, my grandpa was super old.
I'm assuming her grandfather is average grandfather age. So he's probably like in his 60s at this point.
Okay. It was one of my favorite things about seeing my grandfather, the way he greeted me. Unlike my father, my grandfather was loving and playful, even as I grew older. Well, he's the founder of a toy
Sorry
factory,
that
so...
Daddy couldn't be here today. He said that he wasn't feeling too good again. Oh my god, maybe her father got, like, body snatched or something, and so now the person who is her father isn't her real father.
Probably not. What I probably think that happened is, so the grandfather is super fun, he loves toys, and he's very, like, energetic about toys and very childish, and, granted, her dad loved it when he was growing up. When he was probably, like, a teenager, young adult, he pretty much resented it because his father still treated him like a child and was very childish towards him. It didn't treat him like an adult.
Yeah, I could see that.
And it had always been like that. Dad missed every visit to Grandpa's house, citing that he was busy with work or wasn't feeling well.
Is that so? Well, that's okay. Daddy can come around next time. And you're here, right?
Yeah. So what are we doing today, Grandpa? Mommy says that there's a new dessert cafe open in town. Maybe we could go?
Oh, I would love
That
to,
kind of girl.
but I've been so busy with the
Dessert.
company these days. We're actually working on a little something. Would you like to see?
Hells yeah, Grandpa. Yes. Ooh, is that a toy?
It
Well,
is.
a toy
I
company.
was designing a new line of them, but I feel like something's missing. You don't think you could help me out, could you?
Pay me $50.
Of course. If you pay me $50.
He placed the toy in my hands with a smile, and I inspected it carefully. It was beautifully crafted, and obviously a lot of work was put into it. There was one thing, though.
So, what do you think?
It's missing a hat.
I think the heart on its chest should light up when you hug it. It'll be like it's alive, and it can be like a little nightlight before you sleep.
Oh, that's kind of cute, yeah.
He stroked his chin, considering my input while nodding his head. After a few moments of silent deliberation, he turned to me with a chuckle.
Ho ho ho.
Merry
That's
Christmas.
a great idea. I'll get to changing it right away. You're always like my little lucky charm, dear. You always know what to add to make the perfect toy.
She is a child.
Mhm.
Well, I hope I can be like you one day, Grandpa.
You want to make toys as well?
Hells yeah, Grandpa. Well, making people happy is the best feeling in the world. I don't know if I want to make toys when I grow up, though.
Don't worry too much about it. You have plenty of time to decide. Besides, you should do what makes you happy as well.
I'm not gonna say what I was just thinking.
That makes sense. Daddy doesn't think of it in the same way, though.
Your father,
Your dad's a dick, though.
I'm sure he just wants the best for
Okay,
you.
so you should do what makes you happy, and the immediate thought that popped in my head was stripping. Okay. Sorry.
I'm not so sure about that.
Sweetie, look at me.
No.
He bent down to look at me. I level with a serious look at his face.
As much as your father may say something that doesn't make sense now, you must remember that he's always thinking about you. He loves you. There's no doubt about that.
I
And
don't.
you need to love him just as equally.
I don't
I
believe
I feel like that's like enabling an abuser to be abusive, because neglect is a form of abuse.
It's the bullshit answer people give when, like, you know, like, oh, I really do love you. I just, you know.
I don't show it as well.
Yeah, well, you're a father now. You need to show it. Pick up a parenting book, or maybe just don't be a giant dick.
And if you don't want to be a parent, don't stick your dick in people.
I don't hate Daddy. I really do love him. I don't know why he's like this, though.
It's 'cause it's gonna stick up his butt.
Your father and I have had some difficulties with each other in the past. But it's nothing that you should be concerned about.
Except for when he kills you.
I had heard tidbits of this from my mother and various other people. The only people who had stayed quiet were my father and grandfather. Both of them refrained from saying a word on the subject matter, but it was clear that whatever happened set up a wall between them. Well, they're not going to tell you, sweetie, because then it would affect your relationship with the other one, and it's kind of petty to do that, so.
It's hard, though, trying to pretend as if nothing were wrong.
However, no matter what, you have to stay strong.
How
You're a big girl
old?
already, and, well, there'll come a day when it seems like it's you against the world. But always remember that your family and friends will be here with you. Daddy, Mommy, your friends at school, me. We'll stand together to get through it.
Aww.
How can you be so sure of that?
Because we'll be right here and here.
Aww.
He pointed his finger to my head first, and then pointed to my chest.
Presuming
So stay
for
strong.
her.
Promise?
Yes, I have my family and friends in my titties.
I carry them with me.
There's plenty of room in there. For a moment, he looked almost sad, pleading, but as quickly... She seems to have a very interesting vocabulary for just a small girl.
Well, this is her memory.
But as quickly as it had come, the expression disappeared from his face, and he was all smiles once again.
Promise.
Pinky promise. Upon hearing that, Grandpa let out a great burst of laughter and stood up.
All right then. Enough of that. How about I whip up some special homemade dessert? I know I can't accompany you at that new cafe, but we sure can talk and eat while I cook and do some paperwork.
You can't even take, like, an hour break.
Homemade dessert? I'll race you to the kitchen.
Hey, slow down there. I'm not what I used to be.
Where's Grandma?
His
Yeah, where's Grandma?
Oh dear, she's in the basement in the freezer. You don't need to worry about her.
Your grandma had an accident a while ago. It's none of your concern.
And I think that's with that flashback we should end the episode. And this has been another episode of Seduce Me, and we'll catch you next time.